Hi all, just a quick thing before I get into my weekly update of what I've been doing. I see a lot of content creators in their videos talking about early game, mid game, end game, so I thought I'd just put down what I believe is the terminology linked to levels, just in case some of you out there may be confused. So on the screen here you can see a little quick thing I've done. Level 1 to 50, that's the early game or the leveling period where you can play around with your skills. It really doesn't matter. Then you hit level 50, you go and do your world tier 2 capstone dungeon, and you hit world tier 3 and you're level 51 to 79. That's your mid game where you're collecting your gear and you're kind of prepping to get into world tier 4. So then you hit level 70 and then you are off into getting your ancestral plus gear, and then to 79, and then once you get into 80, that is kind of your end game where you're doing all your paragon boards and you're min-maxing your gear, and by that point really you should be having your BIS gear, you've got your imprints, and at level 80 you're probably starting to use your found maxed out aspects that you've been saving throughout your progress on your character. Now, of course, this early, mid game, end game can mean different things to different people. But the way I've been looking at most content creators out there and the way they're discussing their characters, this seems to be the stages that unconsciously they have all agreed on. So when they're talking about leveling an early game, that's level 1 to 50. Mid game is 51 to 79, and then end game is 80 plus. Because after that, the only reason to kind of level up is to reach level 100. Gear becomes scarcer to get upgrades on. There's no real difference. The game is getting really hard because the monsters are scaling, but your gear's not getting that much better. Also, the glyphs you are using in your main paragon boards should be leveled to 15 by now, especially with the recent update on the experience from the nightmare dungeons. So hopefully you're pounding through nightmare dungeons, getting those glyph updates, and yeah, just powering up to level 80. And at level 80 is kind of where most people are switching out, trying another character or another build on another character and going from there. A few people are grinding out to level 100 just to say they've got a level 100 character. I myself will likely want to do that at some point, just to say I've got one character at every class at 100 for no other reason than I can. So I just thought this might be of interest to someone or anyone out there that's a little bit confused or unknowing what people mean by early, mid and end game in Diablo 4. Hi all, and welcome to my Diablo 4 weekly update. This is the week 3 since Diablo 4 has been out from the official release date of the 6th of June, ignoring the early access situation. So we're going to go straight into it. I haven't done anything on my mage or my necromancer. I have chosen to level my druid next, so she is level 19 now. I'll just wait for the game to load the character while taking a drink. There we go. I'm not going to go into the MTX because the gear is constantly changing as I'm now leveling. You can see the gist of it from the previous video. I'm just going to take the sound off. There we go. I just find it easy to record the video without the in-game sound. So where are we at? Well, I'm building my own build for the character just for leveling at level 50. I'm going to do a complete respec and go from there. So at the moment it's a bit of a mishmash of what's working. So we've got the favoured Storm Strike all the way up into Fierce Storm Strike. Then we come down, we have taken 1 point in Heart of the Wild, 2 in Wild Impulses, 2 in Abundance. We come down, we've maxed out Shred and Enhanced Shred, and we've gone into Raging Shred. I'm not sure if that's the correct one, but it's working at the moment. We've got the favoured Earthen Bulwark, and we've gone up to Preserving Bulwark to get the Fortify. We've got Blood Howl down through enhanced to innate for the spirit generation. We've come down, we've maxed out Poison Creeper, we've got an enhanced Poison Creeper, and we've gone for Brutal Poison Creeper for bosses. We've skipped all of this, these are just from items, and we've skipped all of this, and we're heading down to our ultimate, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to take Bestial Rampage. I'm thinking of taking Trample, and then coming through for enhanced and possibly Savage for them again for the spirit. I'm hoping Trample lasts for 2.5 seconds to get the increased damage for 15 seconds from the Bestial Rampage. It's the only ability that I'm really thinking about. That's a Werebear ability. I don't really want to get Grizzly Rage because it's a 50-second cooldown, and that is too long for this character to be leveling with. So that's where I'm at the moment. Gear wise, it is just leveling gear. I'll quick flick over. If you really want to look at it, you can pause or slow the video down and have a look at in depth. So that's where the character is right now. I'm level 19 by simply doing Tree of Whispers quests within Fractured Peaks. I'm trying to stay within Fractured Peaks because on this character I want to get 100%. I want one of each character class at full 100% in all of these. So as you can see, I've done one stronghold, I've got 5 waypoints, I haven't done any side quests so I can track them. I've done a couple of altars lizards as I found them, but I'll go through and get that done a little bit later. I'm currently discovering areas. So what I should really do is discover the areas and get the altars. There's plenty of guides around how to get those. I'm just trying to save the side dungeons until I'm in World Tier 3. Same with the side quests. I might leave those a bit later or use a different website to track the ones for my Druid. So that's where I'm at the Druid. I have got the quest, the Druid quest. Where are we? Oh no, I've done the Druid quest. I've opened up the spirits. I spent all the quest items I had for Druid, spirit boons, so I spent the 100 to open Snake. I've then got to spend more to get it because it won't let me, there we go. So I've got Snake, I just don't know which one to took. I have got it on thick, this one I think. There we go, so Masochistic there, and I only had enough to actually open up. I thought I put 25 in here to get the thorns, but apparently I missed it by 1. And then we've got 25 in the wolf for pack leader, which is completely pointless because I'm not using companion skills. I didn't realise that at the time. I should have put it in this one to pick up scythe talons, but mistakes were made. So yeah, grinding out spirit boons, doing Tree of Whispers to get the levels. It's going up really fast. I'm pounding through low level Iron Barb elixirs to get the XP. Anything else, plus I've had a few drop from various sellers I've been doing. So that's where we are at Druid. I'm just going to try and get this to level 50 and then I'll go and do the next character to 50. The reason I want to get everything to 50 is so I can drop all these gems. I've kept these gems for leveling purposes. As you can see here, I've got 2 yellow ones in my staff for basic skill damage. I didn't add the sockets, they were already there. So yeah, it's just again, it's quickly leveling because I'm pretty much solo self-found in Diablo 4 at the moment. So the only reason to keep these low level ones is because I've got low level characters. So the idea is to get all my characters up to 20 and then go up to 40 and then go up to 50, and then my rogue can craft these flawless gems at the moment because they are the higher level character. I'll get into rogue in a moment. So as I surpass these levels and get into level 20, I can then upgrade all of these, and if any more drop, I just keep on upgrading them until the point where all of my characters are just dropping chipped, and then up to the normal ones, and then into flawless, flawless as the characters level. So that's the Druid. Right, log on to the Barb. There we go. So the Barb is now level 50 and well, almost 2/3. Is, you know, you can see the XP bar. What have we been doing? Well, we have been chunking through Fractured Peaks. We've got all the waypoints, we've done all the strongholds, we've done all the areas, we've done all the altars of Lilith. So now what we're doing is, again, True Whisper quests. We're hunting Helltides, Legions, and doing the Fractured Peaks side quests using the Diablo IV interactive map website for the Barb. So as soon as I've done Fractured Peaks on this character at 100%, other than the dungeons because they're easy to track, now I'm in World Tier 3, I'm going to be crunching through those. I can reset Fractured Peaks and then use that to do my Druid, and I can start doing the side quests. I don't want to go through what I went through my Rogue, doing tracking side quests, losing track of which ones you've done, etc. Other than that, the Barb has got a few bits in various areas. Just this character was my story character, so I went through the campaign on this character. It is the only character I went through the campaign and actually read everything. I didn't do any cutscene cuts, I didn't do anything else. I went through the campaign, listened to everything. I got very bored once I got to the end in Hawaza, but other than that it was quite interesting. I don't remember any of the plot or the lore, but it felt good to go through it once. So all the other three characters, my mage, my Druid and my Necromancer, have all pressed the skip campaign button. So that's where we are now. So all the other bits the Barb has got is literally things they have done as they've travelled through, and done quite a bit in Skosglen. So with side quests again. I was trying to clear the areas as I was doing the campaign, but it was taking too long, so I just zoomed the campaign and we got there. So that's where we are. The Barb's gear is coming along pretty nicely. We have undergone a massive MTX change. Let's just zoom in. Let's just go to the wardrobe on this one. Shouldn't take too long. There's chapters below if you want to skip to the next character. Boop. So here we are. The reason we changed is because we found this mace. We're on slot 4. So we have got the Twitch drop, the Azurand Skull Crusher. I thought it was a found, it's not, it's a Twitch drop. I actually preferred this to the one I had, and this has got a bit of a blue tint. So we've changed everything and we've come a more blue tint, aiding into the more Scottish type character, which is where the name comes from for this character. I was thinking about doing the Crystal Greatsword, but that is being used on this one. There we go. So you can see there's Crystal Greatsword. That looks quite nice with the handle. And there wasn't anything blue for the so far that I found for the swords. I'm missing 2 more, so I'll need to find those at some point. So we've just gone for a very practical approach here, and just gone for the 2 sabers. For the actual armor pieces, we've gone for this Chage, I think that's pronounced. Leather doublet, Warlord gauntlets, Warlord leg plates and Warlord boots, and applied the blue tint to everything. I'll just reapply it, there we go. So that's where we are. That's the Barb. Gear wise, I did have everything maxed out to get through the Capstone dungeon, to get into World Tier 3. Obviously now I'm picking up Sacred Gear. I'm not too bothered about the imprints. I'm just using the gear what I found and gemming it as appropriate. I haven't amended any of the gear really. So we've got this helm, we've still got this armor we found, gloves, pants, I forgot the word then, boots. We found this, Edgemasters, no we didn't, we imprinted that, my bad. We've got the 2 swords here. And then we've got the rare 2-handed one there. Got this ring. We've got the Mother's Embrace ring for completing the campaign. And then we've just picked up this amulet from I think it was a Tree of Whispers cache, I think, I'm not sure. But anyway, this character is now doing Helltides, it's doing Legions, and keeping an eye out for world bosses, and yeah, just doing the dungeons to try and get Fractured Peaks done. So that's the Barb. Now we go on to the main character, which is the Rogue. This is the first character I played in Diablo 4 after testing it in throughout all of the closed alpha and all of the betas other than the endgame beta. I wasn't invited for that one. And I felt the Rogue was the best start. And I'm really glad I did that because it was the right decision for me. It's fast. It's the way I've built mine. It doesn't die. And it's got the DPS. So everything's really good. I went through all the abilities on the last video last week, so I'm not going to do that again. Nothing has changed. Even with the patch updates, it hasn't affected Rogue at all. Not for mid-game, which is where I am. I'm in World Tier 3. I need to get to level 70. I could do it earlier, but then all the content in World Tier 4 is level 73, and I don't want to be making it too hard upon myself. So yeah, it's going to take me a bit longer. But with the changes to Nightmare Dungeons and the XP, it should be really easy for me to power level through. However, we still have going through and getting the perfect scores in all the zones on this character. So, Fractured Peaks is done. We are 100% on Fractured Peaks. And this is what I want one character of every class to look like on every area. Complete 100% completion in every area. We then go into Skosglin, which is over here. We've got 100%. I haven't got much Diablo 4 stuff done because I got stuck in Dry Steppes on one quest. It was the last side quest I needed. It was a drop quest, and I spent hours grinding out the 2 mob spots. I was killing, I can't remember what it was, but I was killing one spot, teleporting out, getting rid of gear, and then going to the next spot, grinding the other monsters, because I couldn't remember which side quest I'd done. I only needed one, and it had to be a drop quest because I went through all the others. So it was just literally grinding. Eventually the drop quest dropped and I got it done. So Dry Steppes is now 100% other than side dungeons, which I'm now going to power through using the Nightmare Sigils, and I'll just go through them and get them. I may even not do the Nightmare ones because Rax has done an XP thing, so hopefully I can find the screenshot I took, and hopefully the screenshot will come up on the right screen. Yeah, there it goes. Now this the information I'm about to show you is from Rax's video. I'll link it down below. I've also commented on the video and put the very specific time because he hadn't shared the spreadsheet, and I've taken the screenshot from that time in his video. So none of this is my data, it all comes from Rax. So as you can see here, this one up here, Blind Burrows, is the top one, and then you go down. But Rax has said these are the best dungeons to farm. I have no idea what areas they're in, but I'm just going to go through the dungeons anyway, and yeah, just get them done, more for completion than anything else. So I've got 14 dungeons to do in Dry Steppes, and I've already started working on Kyrgyzstan. As you can see here, we've got all the waypoints, we've got all the strongholds, we've got all the areas, we've got all of the altars. We're now working on the last 6 side quests, but they are chain quests, so you have to do some of the dungeons to do the first quest, and that opens up some more. And then again, because I've done, I think, about 11 or 12 Kyrgyzstan quests, I need to figure out which drop quests I have done. I've done my own list, so again, hopefully this will appear on the right screen. Yes, it has. So you remove some personal information. There we go. So this is my list. Apologies for the different colours. It works for me. So I've got to do this one next. So there's 3 there, and that's a drop from a dungeon. So I'm going to go and do that. That'll give me 4. Oops, I haven't updated it. But that'll give me 4, which will take me to 42 because I've done Wolf's Honor, which is a dungeon quest. So now I should be able to do these 3 as they follow on. Then it's a drop from a dungeon remnants, so it's 30, this should be 38, so 39, 40, 41, 42, which will leave 2 to go. And then it's going to be one of 2 of these. Now, as you can see, some are drop quests, so drop quest, drop quest, drop quest, drop quest from a loot goblin, very specific. Yeah, drop quest, herb drop, and then you've got the ore drop as well. So I have no idea which ones of these done. I've done some of them, but I have no idea which ones. It's going to be a case of grinding each one of these out, and this one is going to be really hard. I don't think I've done this one. You have to find a loot goblin in Kyrgyzstan. You have to kill the loot goblin, and there's a chance for it to drop. I may have already done it because I've killed 4 loot goblins so far and it hasn't dropped. So I'm going to look it up on the net and see what that quest is all about. So that's where I am with my questing. I've done some, I think, I've done 1 side quest, so I have no idea which one I've done, so that'll be an interesting thing to figure out. But I'll just go down. There's a website I found that lists all of the side quests. I wish I could remember what it's called. If I find out what it is, I'll drop it in a link down below. So this is the one I need to do the most on, because you can see here I've not even done the rep for it. I haven't got the 4 Paragon points, so my character is technically 4 Paragon points behind. But again, this should be quite easy. Just do some nightmare dungeons and side quests and it'll be done. I like to get the side quests done first, because then I can go in the dungeon, get the side quest done, get the dungeon done. Maybe wait for a Tree of Whispers as well, so get that done as well. Gear wise on the character, oh god, I've got a lot of gear. Oh, I got DC'd last night, but never mind. This is why I didn't do the video on the right day, because there was disconnect issues. I'm not sure if it was my ISP or the servers, so I couldn't record the video, so we are technically a day late. But this is where we are now. Most of the gear is not min-maxed because it's sacred gear, but it's pretty good for where I'm at. Everything was imprinted because, again, I did what I did with the Barb. I upgraded everything, I imprinted everything to get through the capstone dungeon at World Tier 2. Some of the gear has carried on over from that because I just haven't found any. I don't need it. I'm not dying at all. This has just been replaced. I've redone all my gems based on the adjustments from max roll. I still think these should be blue rather than green, but my traps make everything vulnerable so quickly, green's possibly better. So I've got all the green gems. I've got all of the flawless skulls, flawless topazes, I think is everywhere. So yeah, that's all the gear. I'll just flick over it. I think I've missed some, but I'll flick over it and then you can see where I'm at. There we go. And with the information that the uniques, like Harlequin's Quest, Grandfather, all that stuff, is unlikely to be found. I don't know. I think it sucks. That's my whole point on that. The way they've done these super rare uniques, super powerful, super rare uniques sucks. The chances of people finding them are ridiculously rare. So it's just whatever. Not going to do any gameplay because you've seen the gameplay on the Rogue before, and that will take even longer. What I might do is once I've hit once I get to about level 75, seems to be where people are saying is kind of the balance. For showcasing builds, maybe level 80, depends how fast I can get up there as a solo character. We will see. But yeah, that's where I'm at on my weekly update. I'll do another one next week. Wednesday is D4 day, Friday for Path of Exile, and then Sunday for No Man's Sky. Those are the 3 games I'm playing at the moment for the foreseeable future. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.